Welcome to the 18th week after Pentecost, Friday, September the 27th, 2024. This is the Manna at the Tap podcast, where we as a community actively seek the spiritual nourishment our souls crave. The daily lectionary readings we explore together is the manna designed to nurture our spiritual growth and provide the sustenance our souls need. I'm Gloria, your fellow traveler on this spiritual journey, and together we offer and receive insights and interpretations from these readings, enriching our spiritual lives. We are continuing our journey through the book of Esther, and today the lectionary reading is Esther chapter 2, verses 1 to 23. The story of Esther is full of irony, and hopefully you've noticed the author's comic tone. Sometimes humor can convey serious points, so we might want to consider that as we continue through the book. As we delve into the book of Esther, we can't help but notice the absence of God's name, a unique aspect of this book. It's a detail that invites us to ponder and reflect. How did Mordecai and Esther's family find themselves in Persia? Mordecai's great grandfather Kish from the tribe of Benjamin was taken into exile when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, invaded Israel. And now it is the morning after. What happened yesterday in chapter 1 of Esther cannot be changed. Vashti was banned from the royal palace because she would not come to the king with her royal crown on so he could show her off as his prized possession. Now the king is all alone. Gone are the lawyers and secretaries, the guests and the pomp. The king's anger is also gone. He's a man who is lonely, depressed, and considering a decision he was manipulated into making that cannot be changed. He remembered Vashti, but we're not sure what he means. Was she a good wife and that's why he remembers her? Or is he thinking about what she did to him? We'll never know. Nothing has changed when we get to verse 2 of chapter 2. The king is surrounded by his attendants, all young men eager to cheer him up. They propose a search be made for beautiful young virgins in every province to be brought to Susa and placed in the harem under the care and safekeeping of Haggai, the royal eunuch. There where they will be only for the king's eyes. The plan pleased the king, and he followed it. The author takes us beyond the palace walls to meet two lesser known characters, Mordecai and his adoptive daughter, Esther. Esther, against her will, was taken to the palace and placed in the king's harem. Mordecai, unable to change the situation, advised Esther to keep her nationality and family background a secret. This was a challenging time for Mordecai, as Esther was living in a Gentile court as the concubine of a Gentile king. He paced daily in front of the court of the harem, straining to hear any news about her well being. His anxiety was for her safety. Mordecai has emerged as a loyal Jew and responsible father figure. Esther is more than just a pretty face. The eunuch in charge of the harem grants her special favors and promotes her to first place in the harem. It was a 12-month beauty regime that Esther and the other virgins had to undergo. This was the Persians' law, an irrevocable decree. Each young woman had one chance to impress the king. When it was Esther's turn to go to the king, she relied on Hegai to instruct her on what to take and what to do. Well, the king loved Esther more than all the other women. So he put a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. The king gave a great banquet. Esther's proclaimed a day and distributed gifts to the citizens. Esther's introduction to the Persian people was positive, spreading her reputation like wildfire. Just as Esther's fate seemed relaxed, Mordecai, still sitting at the king's gate, heard two disgruntled eunuchs make plans to assassinate the king. They had easy access to him because they were the guardians of his private chambers. The plot occurred when the king was distracted with the virgins as they assembled a second time. Disaster, though, was averted when Mordecai, by divine coincidence, got wind of the conspiracy and reported it to Queen Esther, who in turn reported the matter to the king as she gave the credit to Mordecai. The conspirators were executed. Thankfully, the incident was recorded in the royal records in the king's presence. One might have anticipated that Mordecai would have been promoted after his role in revealing the assassination plot, but it was soon forgotten. The written record, though, will play an important part in another rescue operation later on. And the story continues.